Hey ballers, Squiggles here, going to be bringing you a game from BlizzCon. This one is going to be Naniwa, the green Protoss in the bottom left-hand corner. In the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg nestea, the light blue Zerg nestea, the king of all StarCraft players. I don't even want to say he's the best Zerg player in the world. I want to say he's the best StarCraft player in the world. Some may debate if MVP is as good, but regardless, nestea is absolutely scary. Like I wake up in the middle of the night with nightmares. If I'm not fanboying over him, then I'm usually have nightmares over him. So I don't know. Either way, you can tell he's pretty good. Looks like Naniwa going to go for a fast expansion right off the bat. And this game, you will notice, I didn't even do the fast forward 1.5 or maybe 2 minutes in to kind of get the action going because I want to see everything that these guys are doing. And also had a couple people tell me that starting off a couple minutes into the game was throwing off their timings, like their internal timings for even watching replays, which I admire that kind of dedication. That is awesome. But if you are trying to learn builds, you can maybe get a decent idea of what they are based on what you see here. It looks like nestea actually going for a 10 pool, it looks like. Nice, nice. 10, 10, 10 to 10, or maybe it was an 11 pool. Could have been. No, it had to be a 10 pool. All right. So he's going to be trying to put on some early pressure. And meanwhile, Naniwa is going to scout in the correct way. And he is going to see, is he going to see this spawning pool? I would imagine he's going to. As he loop-de-doops around here. Yes, he has seen it. And so what is he going to do? I believe he'll probably go for a forge now. As opposed to, oh, actually that probe is just going to stand there for a sec and contemplate the repercussions of what he sees. Is he going to go for a forge? Is he going to go for a nexus? The money would say he's going for a nexus and the position of this probe. Yes, indeed. Nexus is down, followed very closely by a forge, I would assume. Meanwhile, nestea has his spawning pool done and only 2 lings on the way. So it looked like he might be trying to put on some early pressure, but he is not going to be doing that. Just 2 lings is going to go right back to droning. And hopefully, those of you who wanted me to go ahead and go from the beginning, you will be able to see what these build orders are doing and how maybe you can replicate them in your play. Looks like this probe being annoying as always. So good for probes to do this. And look at this, they're actually kiting around the Zerglings. And oh, is he going to be able to stop? No, not even close. This mineral patch blocked him quite well. And it looks like nestea will get his hatchery down with not much trouble at all. And now this one probe is going to have to run all the way back as he's being pressured by these 2 Zerglings. Meanwhile, though, we do have a photon cannon about halfway done. Gateway on the way, and the Nexus is getting close to being done. So Protoss is going to have the Nexus done before the hatchery finishes. And meanwhile, it looks like just a probe is being made, not using any Chrono Boost. That's interesting. So I'm going to be curious to see if he goes ahead and Chrono Boost out a gateway, possibly, trying to get some zealots out, or if he Chrono Boosts out a quick core. I'm not sure. He actually has too many Chrono Boosts right now. So, oh, never mind. He's just going to go back to Chrono Boosting probes. Fair enough. Fair enough. Also getting 2 gas right now. Let's go ahead and check out what nestea is doing. Looks like he is getting a ton of drones as his hatchery gets close to finishing. And sending out another drone, and what is this drone going to do? I think this drone may be going over to take a third, which is a pretty decently common way of responding. Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. You can see the ghost shadow of the hatchery right there. Ba-da-da-da. If only it sounded like that when you actually put it down. Little da-da-da. Like you feel so happy, so loved. All right. Get back away from my tangent, and we can see that nestea has control of both Zelnaga watchtowers. So this probe is going to get almost nowhere before he is spotted, and I'm sure he'll be picked off. Yeah, you can see Zerglings actually coming from both directions to try to pick him off. But speed is not started. As a matter of fact, nestea just now taking his bases at 35 supply, and by bases I mean gases. They sound almost the same. They both have sisses at the end. So that's my lame attempt at trying to salvage my blunder in speech. But we do have a zealot out. We do have warp gates on the way, as well as the forge with +1 and not getting Chrono Boost out, but that's okay. Tons of Chrono Boost actually by Naniwa that he's either saving up or just forgetting to use. I'm actually a little bit confused as to what he's doing with his Chrono Boosts. He's just building them up a bit, but not actually focusing on Chrono Boosting anything. Not getting the +1, not getting... I don't know. Maybe he's saving up, so he's gonna go for really fast Colossus. I really don't know. But meanwhile, nestea has really built absolutely nothing. I'm going to go to the units tab right now. You can see he has built 2 Zerglings this entire game. He has 43 drones versus the 38 probes of naniwa. So naniwa is doing a good job of staying even with the Zerg player who's doing nothing but droning. But I mean, look at all this chrono boost that he has, and he's not chrono boosting anything. So what is he doing? He is chrono boosting out an immortal. It looks like we have more gateways on the way. So naniwa going to be having some decent unit production, at least in a little bit. But as for right now, there we go. Chrono boosting both the +1 and the warp gate. So he is doing a good job of not having capped energy. That is a plus. And meanwhile, nestea has his 3rd completed and already has some decent saturation going on there and a decent larva pool at the same time. So we're still seeing that it looks like nestea is pulling a little bit farther ahead in his drone count, but still with no army at all. Actually, neither player really has an army, but look at this. It looks like nestea is going for 11 roaches and also getting that plus speed. So nestea could be the first to be aggressive in this game. Nice job rallying right here, too. He can defend his natural, and by, you know, and because of where his natural is, if he defends this ramp, he defends his natural and his main. He's also a lot closer to defending his 3rd if he needs to. So that's cool, and it looks like he is going to have... He's still droning behind this, though. nestea, wow. Still droning. More gateways being added on for naniwa right now. And it looks like +1 coming out for him at the same time. Observer on the way, and of course pylon's pretty good. But it looks like, naniwa could be the first one to be aggressive as he takes this lower Zelnaga watchtower and pushes his way across the map. I'm assuming toward the 3rd. We have roaches moving to defend. Now, keep in mind that with these force fields, we're going to have to see, because with force fields, these 2 immortals can just absolutely go to work. Look at this, just tearing apart the roaches. And roaches now moving in to try to focus down this immortal. Need to keep this immortal alive. Immortal's actually shooting the Zerglings there. That's not good. And as nestea reinforces with Zerglings, these roaches are going to get the hits they need. One immortal is down. The other immortal is actually being a blocker for these sentries, trying to keep them alive. But I don't think the sentries actually have enough energy. One sentry has enough energy for a force field. Looks like he's not really going to use it, though. And both of those immortals do go down. So it looks like nestea doing a great job of defending right there, just smacking down that attack in the face, and now going to be going for a little bit of a counterattack, and why not? He's ahead units, and he did not lose too much during that defensive maneuver. So just going to go ahead and poke at the front and see if he can do anything, make naniwa sweat at all. And, I mean, he doesn't have that big of an army, actually, at least not right here. You can see he has a lot more Zerglings running up that are going to reinforce. But right now, he doesn't really have too much stuff. Looks like there will be another immortal that's out. He also has stalkers. And he doesn't have Blink or anything quite yet, but he does have the Twilight Council, so he could get Blink. Yeah, we go. Blink getting started right now. At the same time, the Spire is thrown down. Meanwhile, it looks like there are 2 more hatcheries on the way, and nice force field is going to kill a couple of these roaches for free, just energy, and it looks like nestea going to be like, all right, just going to go ahead and move back. Easy peasy. But nestea is throwing down a, he's throwing down a macro hatch as well as his 4th. Also has a couple of gas getting started because he needs that gas. He wants that gas because when he gets that gas, oh, baby, so many mutas are going to be out. It's going to be absolutely scary. But let's see. What do we got? naniwa is just trying to get a good gateway composition going with an immortal, and that is all he has is the 1 immortal right now. He is getting +2 weapons, and he is at 1-1 right now versus the +1 claws that the Zerglings have, and I believe that's really all the upgrades. It looks like he is getting Glial Reconstitution as well as +2, so Roach is going to be moving a bit faster, and the Zerglings are going to be hitting a bit harder. More Roaches on the way as the Spire gets close to finishing. You can see that nestea is banking almost 1,200, probably get up to 1,300 or 1,400 gas. So when this Spire finishes, Nexus, I don't know what that was talking about. When the Spire finishes, he's going to be able to get out quite a few mutas as soon as he gets the minerals, and the minerals, of course, are the easy thing to get. So now he's stockpiling up some minerals. He does have +1 on the way right away, so that's kind of cool, getting +1 before he starts getting mutas. You can see 8 mutas on the way, and he could actually afford quite a few more. Look how much gas he has saved up. That's crazy. Now he has 9 mutas, 10 mutas, 11, 12 mutas, 13 mutas. So many mutalisks. Now naniwa is doing a good job of spreading his pylons and just leapfrogging forward with pylons, putting a lot of pressure on this 3rd. There is 4 spy crawlers out, and it looks like all the drones are being pulled. And where are the units for nestea? It looks like he's actually going for a counterattack right here. Nice job. This is a tight wall, it appears, with only a zealot here just holding things off. And actually, I think this gateway makes it a tight wall. And there's the force field to continue the tight wall. Oh, is he going to get this before the +2 finishes? That's actually huge. He gets it. He gets it before +2 finishes. That's actually a big deal. Wow. Wow. So no +2. That would have helped naniwa so much to have that additional attack, but he is not going to get it. He was not even able to kill this hatchery. He does have some zealots actually killing both extractors and the hatch at the same time. But here comes all the zerglings and all the roaches, and they're going to try to sandwich naniwa. Nice job using force fields here at the ramp. Looks like little glasses, or insert whatever you want right there. But it looks like he will kill off the macro hatchery. Nestea is supply blocked at this point, and their supplies are very, very similar. Continuing to force field, Nestea's army not able to do anything, even sniping the hatchery over here. Nice job with those zealots. And here goes another hatchery going down. So, I mean, naniwa just getting some damage done here. Wow, such a good job. And finally, looks like Nestea may actually be able to come up this ramp. And more force fields going to be thrown down. So not a lot of Nestea's units actually able to do the attacking. Looks like these mutas are trying to get as much done as they possibly can. And more drones actually just being made in the middle of this battle. But it looks like Nestea may just have too much, as he looks like he will overpower finally the forces of naniwa. Yeah, it looks like all of naniwa's forces are done there. There are still zealots just picking apart. What are they even attacking? Is that a larva? I think that's a larva they killed. But this one muta is going to graciously pick up a ton of kills. Yeah, but he only has 3 kills, and this zealot had like 8 or 9. So zealot's doing pretty good. And it's kind of weird because Nestea is ahead on units. If we go to the unit tab, we can see that he's actually down on supply as far as workers go, which means his army is quite a bit bigger. You can see army supply-wise, yeah, he has almost double. But he doesn't really have any infrastructure so much. I mean, he didn't lose his tech buildings, which is good, but he lost a lot of other stuff. So what is he going to do to kind of slow naniwa down? Because naniwa is in a really nice spot right here. He just needs to hold, and he does have a ton of blink stalkers. So Nestea just going to be getting the damage he can get, which is just picking off spare supply depots, not supply depots, the pylons, the the equivalent of supply depots. Oh, being a Terran player has its disadvantages, as you think all supply is supply depots. I mean, I had a dream. I have a dream that one day supply depots will be able to not only go underground, but also lift off and float around the map. Just saying, like an overlord. Maybe they'll even get detection. Oh, I cracked myself up. All right, but it looks like Nestea does have really good map control at this point, and he's going to be attacking in 2 different directions at the same time. Going to be attacking the mineral line, or I should say the photon cannon line of naniwa, and at the same time has his units positioned very nicely for an attack on the natural. And he also wanted to check up here and just make sure that naniwa has not expanded. So he knows that naniwa is still on 2 bases. He's going to be feeling fairly confident that he's not in that bad of shape. He did lose quite a bit of stuff. I'll just get that out of the way. But his opponent's still on 2 bases, so it's okay. And if we look here, we can see that naniwa is pretty much mined out in his main and getting close on his natural, actually. So naniwa needs to get something done. Look at their supplies, exactly even. Looks like +2 is about to finish for the Zerg flying units. And look at this, there is only +1/+1 still. naniwa has not rebuilt the forge and has not started his upgrades again. Actually, he has rebuilt the forge, but no upgrades coming out. He does have a ton of units though, and going to be moving across the map. Let's take a look at the army sizes. We can see that armies are pretty much the same, workers are pretty much the same. So this is as good a fight as naniwa could hope for, as he moves up and looks like he could maybe take down the 4th. No, he's going to be moving back around and trying to take out the natural again. Look at this. We have zerglings and roaches moving in from behind, and here's the blink again. Force field's going down, and it looks like one stalker caught outside is going to be taken down, but lots of damage being done. Look, so many mutalisks, but the stalker's doing a great job of just focusing down these mutas, trying to slow down the muta count. Looks like +2 air attack is going to finish quite quickly for these mutas, but it looks like not many mutas left actually, but still it looks like these roaches able to get some good shots off even from the low ground. And now these stalker numbers are just dwindling. Look at the supplies. naniwa down to 80 supply versus the 113 of Nestea. And Nestea is the only one producing anything right now. It looks like naniwa has a couple forces, like just a little guerrilla force, really, if you think about it. And nestea now is going to be counter-swarming across the map yet again. nestea doing such a good job of defending and holding just barely, but having more units at the end of engagements, he's able to put on some additional pressure. And now naniwa could be caught actually outside his wall. No. Looks like he will be able to go ahead and fall back in time, but looks like, oh no, nestea's going to go for a double-pronged attack again, I think, as he has his Mutalisk set up here to maybe do some counter-aggression. No, looks like naniwa is actually pushing out again, has just a few Stalkers, a couple of Sentries, and it looks like one Zealot. So here comes a ton of probes. naniwa going all in. He realizes he's in trouble. He realizes he needs to kill nestea yesterday, and nestea is just looking super strong. He has a ton of Zerglings, a ton of Roaches, and a ton of Mutas all waiting. Looks like the 6 more Mutas in production. I mean, this is just insane. And here we go. Looks like that's about the best positioning naniwa is going to get, but so many Mutas coming in. Even the Queen joining the fray. Zerglings swarming in. There's not enough force fields, and naniwa is absolutely getting picked apart here. There's the GG. So nestea going to take this one from naniwa, doing a great job of defending the repeated attacks from naniwa. naniwa being super aggressive, and nestea not losing his cool, even when he lost a couple, 3 hatcheries over 2 bases, excuse me. But nestea just holding down like a boss that we all know that he is. Congrats to him. Awesome, epic game. Squiggles signing off. See you guys later.